Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 011111911.
Your classic rock hotspot. 93.3 KZOZ FM San Luis Obispo rocks.
Heyo, good morning. How was your weekend?
Good. Garage sailed it up. Got rid of a bunch of crap. Very happy about that. Gonna dump it up this week. Get my vest. I learned over the weekend, though.
What do you do with that money, by the way? You get to spend it on whatever you want?
I spend it on taking the other stuff that didn't make the cut and take it to the dump. It covers my dump charges.
Okay.
Lucky me.
Well, that's really, that really sucks.
That's okay. The house is cleaned out, though. That's
the reward. You come home, you look around, you're like, decluttered.
That's the ending game. Yes, I like that. I saw this, and I immediately thought of you.
Beef. It's what's for dinner.
Starting today, Arby's. I know you love Arby's. You talk about Arby's too much. Like, you might not admit that you love Arby's, but you talk about it a lot.
Yeah, well, I do love Arby's. I've been trying to cut back because I went through a phase there for a while, like a 2-year phase. Yeah. It's a lot of Arby's.
You should go work in the marketing department for Arby's because
have you seen the Costco sandwiches in the freezer section? They look like they're supposed to be Philadelphia cheesesteak sandwiches. I think they're called Rayburns. And oh my God, the meat is just like Arby's.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's good. They're launching a campaign today. It's only going to last this week, but I guess this upcoming Friday or maybe last Friday.
Is this
the day most people quit their New Year's resolution?
Oh yes, Friday was the big quit day.
Okay, so now they are changing. It's called the New Year Same You menu. It's so customers can indulge in their cheat day choices in peace. Basically, they've changed the name of the things on their menu to sound healthier, like. For example, the classic beef and cheddar sandwich will masquerade as the salad with dressing for the week. That's what it's going to be called. So when you go to Arby's today and you get a beef and cheddar, say, can I get the salad with the dressing? The Jamocha shake. Jamocha is a mixture of chocolate and coffee. It's a really good shake. I remember drinking it as a kid, weirdly enough, and thinking, wow, that's good flavor. I should have known then I was going to like coffee as much as I do now. They're rebranding that as the green smoothie. So can I get a green smoothie? They'll get you a Jamocha shake. Crinkle fries are going to be included in the promotion too for the week. You go up to Arby's today and you order. We don't have any Arby's around here. Would a franchisee get on board and open an Arby's specifically?
Well, the last one was in Santa Maria, and I'd go down there, and it's now gone.
Make special trips. I would make special. Listen to this, okay? People with means, capital, all that stuff. You want to get in the restaurant business. I know it's a tough one, especially since you got to pay your employees $20 an hour. But man, I'm telling you, there is a need.
Well, when you can get 2 for $6, you can feed 2 people.
There's 4 Jack in the Boxes in my town, 0 Arby's. There's a problem, okay? You can get the crinkle fries. They're going to be called steamed vegetables for the promotion. We don't have an Arby's, so we don't have to worry about it.
This is kind of dumb, isn't it? This is kind of dumb. Come on.
It's dumb, but it's also, it allows, so when your wife says, oh, what'd you have for lunch? You could say, I had salad with dressing and steamed vegetables.
She'll look at me and go, yeah, right. All right, you liar.
Hey, New Year.
And she's
Same
like,
me.
Really? Let me go check your credit card statement. Oh, you got all that at Arby's, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it says it on the receipt. I don't know. They said they're changing the name of it for this week. Nice.
I'll tell you what, though. As much as I love Arby's, I would trade it for an In-N-Out. I would.
Well, because you don't have it.
I know.
Because you don't have it.
I mean, I would rather trade something else like a Dairy Queen. I don't understand why people like Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen bomb. No. The chicken strips, they're so good. Yeah. You get gravy with them. That's why.
You do?
Yeah, you can order them with the side of country gravy.
Oh no! That's the KFC deer, isn't it? A Dairy Queen?
No, they do a Dairy Queen too.
Oh, really? They have their own gravy just for chicken strips.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Dairy Queen's vastly underrated when it comes to fast food, but
I'll tell you why. I went in there and I got their stupid Snickers Blizzard, and I said I want extra Snickers in it. Extra. I'll pay extra. I want to pay extra. Let me give you more money for more Snickers. Okay, sure.
They said no?
I get home, there's like 3 bites in it. Like somebody thought they were real cute.
Oh,
I said, screw it. I'm not going back ever again. So now all I do is I go to the grocery store and I buy the Snickers ice cream. Have you ever tried the Snickers ice cream? It's the best ice cream in the world. Yes, Breyers makes it, which is already a fantastic company.
The best ice cream in the world is vanilla.
And their Snickers ice cream is ridiculous. It's got caramel ribbons through it and chocolate-covered peanuts. Get out of here. I mean, I've never been an ice cream person my whole life. I just like ice cream from here and there. I used to always get salted caramel or chocolate chip mint when I was a kid. And, that stuff's okay. Give it or take. Give it or take it. Is that what you say? Take it or lose it?
Take it or leave it, I think is what you're looking for. Cliche.
I haven't had Snickers ice cream. I've banned myself from Snickers ice cream since Christmas. So here we are.
Too much.
Here we are. 3 weeks I haven't had it.
Well, that's a good question this morning on the Facebook. Get things primed for the pump. What food is so good, do you like so much that you avoid it because you can't stop eating it? Like I've done this.
Snickers ice cream.
I've done this recently with potato chips. I love me. I love potato chips. Potato chips are I can never get burned on potato chips.
I will say Orville Redenbacher's Ultimate Butter Popcorn. Oh man, I love that stuff. I went through a phase where I was eating a bag of that a day. That was my lunch. I would just eat that, have a couple of Sprite Zeros, some Orville Redenbacher, Ultimate Butter Explosion.
Orville Redenbacher?
Orville Redenbacher. Hey, I'm telling you right now, this Pop Secret thing, whatever. Orville Redenbacher microwave popcorn is the best. I like the butter flavor, the ultimate butter. I think it's more.
Should I limit it to snack? Because I feel like snacks you can do. Like if I say what food is so good that you purposely avoid it because you can't stop eating it.
I think chips and popcorn deserve their own category. I think beef jerky deserves its own category. I think ice cream deserves its own.
They're all snacks.
Doesn't matter.
All snacks.
That's the thing. Cheese. What do you know about cheeseburgers? Like nobody's like eating cheeseburgers that much.
So I'm just going to limit it to snacks.
Or you could put fast food. No. Okay, fine. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because like
chips could be potato chips. It could be pretzels. It could be Doritos.
But you don't buy a 12-ounce bag of cheeseburgers, which would not be that much. It'd be like 2 cheeseburgers, 3 cheeseburgers. But you don't buy that. You buy a 12-ounce bag of chips.
I would say fast food, chips, candy, ice cream. I mean, what else is there? Anyways, you can weigh in on whatever you want to say over on our Facebook page. That's at Jeff and Jeremy. Just search Jeff and Jeremy when you're there. It'll pop right up. Give us a follow or a like or whatever friend thing request. We're still a friend
whatever
page.
You can do.
You can send us a friend request. That way you can follow what's going on.
Don't do that. Don't do it. With plenty of friends.
Well, no, it's not about having friends. It's about when we post stuff, people will see it. If they're not friends with us, then they won't see it.
I know, but it's not about.
That's why we should have switched to a like page a long time ago. It would have been easier.
I don't need to know how many friends I have.
Well, this isn't about that. This is about people seeing.
Because like of the friends that we have on Facebook, we know which ones we like.
That's like saying, "Hey, listen, I want you to answer this question, but I don't want you to tune the radio station to 93.3." I mean, you have to tune 93.3 to listen to what's going on. You have to like us or ask for a friendship and we'll approve it if you want to see our stuff on Facebook. Because you never wanted to switch over to a like page.
No, I didn't. And I'm glad we didn't, because that stuff gets throttled ridiculous amounts. Like ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyways, you can answer the question now at Jeff and Jeremy on Facebook.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
including that big announcement coming up at 9 o'clock this morning on the next show coming to Vina Robles. We're giving away tickets to that concert as well. Just think of the person, every time we do a Vina Robles announcement, I think of the person that won the 12 Days of Christmas. And I think of the person that won tickets to every single one of these shows and how blessed they are and how much I would love to be their friend. But it was a 20-something-year-old girl, so she's not going to be friends with me. But that's okay. Anyways, poll question brought to you by Justin Stearns at Assist Home Loans, #1 rated on Google. If you're looking to get into the mortgage game, if you're looking to refinance, check out what's going on. Give him a call. Hit the link at kzoz.com right there on the right side of the page, right above the poll question. You can find out more there. But we're asking you about Gavin. Is it the final straw? Is this it? Are you done? Are we going to recall this guy? Are you done with the new scum, as he's been called on TV, social media, and by our new coming president? Yes or no, pretty much. Yes, you're going to give him he's out, or no, you know what? I'll give him another chance. Everybody deserves another chance. I'd say a second chance, but I think he's well past that. I mean, let's go back to COVID and don't go anywhere. Yet he's out, hobnobbing, no mask with his friends, even though he's telling everybody.
In any reasonable state.
It's say one thing, do another type thing. Are you done with that?
In any reasonable state, I swear that would have been enough to get him recalled.
Not in this
we're not reasonable. We're not reasonable in this state.
All his supporters, everybody that voted for him, not everybody, but I bet you 90+% of the people that lost their homes voted for him in that recall or voted for him to be governor of the state.
Actually, somebody did the hard numbers on that. It was 80%. It was. And I'm not kidding around. Like they went through the voter rolls and they looked at the area and they said there's about roughly between 77 and 80% of that area votes.
I apologize. I was skewing a little high.
I think you're right over it.
Do you think any of those 80% of people regret that decision now? Do you think they're thinking back to when they voted and thought this was great? I'm going to vote for this guy. He's cutting edge. He's a Democrat. He's going to help us out. I think they're regretting that at all right now. That's our poll question today. I should have changed it to, do you regret voting for Gavin Newsom? Yes, no.
Did you see the article the LA Times released over the weekend?
I did not. I did not see any articles over the weekend.
So the tanks that service the hydrants in the Pacific Palisades area, they went empty really quick. And then they looked further on up the line there's like reservoirs all over Southern California. And apparently the Santa Ynez Reservoir is one that services that area somehow through their network of reservoirs. And I don't even know where the Santa Ynez Reservoir is. I don't know if it's close to Santa Ynez proper or if they just name it Santa Ynez Reservoir because that's how it works here. But they have a picture of the aerial of what the reservoir looks like right now, and it's completely just it looks like a gargantuan hollowed out swimming pool that they drained all the water from. They drained all the water out of it because of it was undergoing cosmetic repairs. So there's no water. Now,
wait, this is a reservoir that's undergoing cosmetic? What does that even mean? Like they're trimming the shrubs? Get out there and trim the hedge. I mean, this is the Palisades.
Care about what our reservoir
our reservoir must be beautiful. Doesn't matter if it works. The whole point of having a reservoir is having that water there for a situation like this.
Now, the people that are scrambling to cover their ass on this are saying, well, we intentionally drain these reservoirs in the wintertime anyways because the need for water is not that large because people aren't watering their lawns and people just don't use as much water during the winter as they do during the summer.
Yeah, anywhere else but California when wildfires rage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous.
I mean, if you didn't learn that lesson, what was it in
2018,
in 2017, in the wildfires that affected Santa Barbara, Montecito, Ventura, Carpinteria, all that area, that burned to the water. And then the mudslides followed after. We went through that area, you and I, shortly after the fire.
Yeah.
In between the fire and the mudslides, we went through that area.
Yeah.
And we were astonished at the destruction that had taken place. And we're like, whoa, I had no idea it was as bad as this. And you have this situation now where that was 7 years ago, and you should be able to look back on it and be like, okay, that was pretty bad. Maybe we should make sure that all of our water's in check, because it's water. Like, where is it going to, in the wintertime, where's it going to go? It's not going to evaporate.
No.
Not at the rate that it does in the summertime when you keep it full. So keep the water there just in case.
Where did the water go? Well, that's my question. They just dump it out to the ocean? Like, where does this go? Where does the water go?
It was emptied out.
17 million? Is that what you said? 17 million?
117 million.
117 million gallons. Oh, my God.
It's a big swimming pool.
I wonder how many gallons. Do you think Siri would know how many gallons Lake Lopez holds? How many gallons of water does Lake Lopez hold in Arroyo Grande, California? All right. She's not. It's too.
I mean,
my
guess is a lot more. My guess is a lot more than 117 million gallons, because I'm looking at this thing right now at this article on LA Times that was posted Friday afternoon, and it is much smaller than Lake Lopez. Like, you drive a car around it, and it's deep, and it's probably 20 feet deep, but it's definitely not the size of Lake Lopez. But nonetheless, it's 117 million. Like, they were turning the wrenches on these fire hydrants, and nothing was coming out.
Yeah.
And I don't know how well they would have. I mean, in all honesty, I don't know how well they would have been.
60,700,000 M3. What does that mean? I'm sorry. I think that must mean meters.
Cubic meters?
It's
cubic
M3.
Meters.
See, can you see that?
Yeah, 3 is cubed, so it's cubic meters.
Yeah. Well, you did better than you thought, didn't you, Mr. Math?
Only because I have a 6th grader.
Damn it. See, I should have had a kid. It sounds so much smarter.
It does make you better. It forces you to be better at math and stuff that you'll never use math for. But yeah, the fire hydrants this is what sucks at Palisades. The ones that were going dry were the ones that were on the front lines of the fire, because they were at the higher elevations, because as it slopes up from the Pacific, and those houses that are up against the vegetation were the first ones to get hit with any of the fire that was blowing over the ridge. They couldn't douse those if they wanted to, because those fire hydrants went dry super quick, because they're at the higher elevation, because all water. My friend at Premier Irrigation, whenever he comes out and looks at my yard, he's like, well, you got water over there because that's the lowest part of your yard. Okay.
Got to put it in a French drain.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks. Appreciate it. It's pretty simple. Gravity is where the water goes to. And that's where the water table was on those lower elevation areas. They could access those fire hydrants, but they didn't need to access those fire hydrants until it was too late.
Yeah, the incompetence of the situation happening with the local government in Los Angeles and this mayor, I don't know, maybe it was just a mistake. She's out of town. She's like in another country, and she knows that this possible catastrophic event is coming. The winds. I mean, she's lived there. She knows, right? She's the mayor of Los Angeles. It just, maybe instead of Democrat, Republican, what we need to be thinking about when we choose to vote for people is how competent they are. And let's get back to that and forget about party lines, and let's get somebody there that's actually smart and can do the job.
So this is what somebody was saying about the Santa Ynez Reservoir. Had the water been filled with water during the period of the fires, they estimate that the demand might have been 3 times as high, and the water in the reservoir would have fed the firefighting equipment and helped the pump stations push water, because it was further up the line in the chain, push water to the storage tanks that ran dry as a part of the water that they could. So it's part of the chain. So you have all this surplus of water, and then you got it sitting up, but then the last one of the anchor of the chain is empty. That's where it ends. And it's not pushing the water. You don't have it pushing the water further on down the line, and that's why they ran out quickly. Essentially, it's a refill process as it goes through the system.
It's a mess,
and it didn't refill the tanks that they needed.
All right. Well,
yeah, it doesn't help that her vacation to Rwanda or wherever she went, Ghana, I think.
Ghana
was where Ghana.
Ghana's right.
It was a vacation, but it was also paid for by the taxpayers of Los Angeles, because that's bad.
She might want to start hiring some security detail.
That might look worse than having dinner with doctors during a pandemic at the French Laundry.
KZOZ.com to vote in our Justin Stearns Assist Home Loans poll question.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Listen online at KZOZ.com.
So apparently, people who use social media most of the day are more irritable than people that don't use social media most of the day. Now, you're not a social media person. You like to stay off of it. I look at it. I look at it when I'm bored. I guess Facebook, mainly. I can't stand looking at Instagram, because everybody on Instagram is just, look at me, look what I'm doing, look how cool I am, look at my cool friends, look at where I got to go. And I would be lying if I didn't say, listen, I post pictures when I only post stuff usually when I'm doing something. Like, hey, I went and did this today, and so on. But there is a lot of other things that I like on Facebook that you're not going to get other places. You can get information. It's not always the best information.
You're well read.
Harvard Medical School collected data on how often adults 18 and older use social media, and that would be for everything from Instagram, TikTok, X, which you're on a lot, and Facebook, or a lot more than I am. You refer to it a lot. I would say that is your most popular or the most used social media app on your phone is X.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And you love X because,
well, one, they don't suppress the speech, even though Facebook says they're not going to.
They're going to have community notes. Apparently,
community note moderators.
X already has this, community note moderators. What does that mean?
They do.
And give me an example. I'll say,
if there's a claim that has been disputed, it'll say this.
I'll say Gavin Newsom set the fires in Los Angeles himself
with his hair,
with his hair gel, with his hairspray. He borrowed Jeff's hairspray. He got it by a campfire, and next thing you know, he's torched the Palisades. And then the community notes would say something to the effect of,
Gavin Newsom did not start the fire with his hair. He started it with his piss poor forest deforestation policy.
Signed Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Then the Coastal Commission goes all up in arms.
See, this is the problem with Trump. He's out there, and he, I love his arrogance, but at the same time, this is what has always hurt him. He's out there calling him Gavin Newscum, which he didn't come up with that. I'm pretty sure he didn't. Maybe he did. Who knows? But I don't think he did. But he's not doing himself any favors by referring to him, even though, now what you do when you do that is you deflect off of what the real issue is, which poor management, poor government, to now calling him names. And now people are like, oh, well, you're just a bully. You know what I mean? Instead of the real issue is we just lost 10,000 homes, $50 billion, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah. Let's work towards
and I wish
instead of pointing the finger.
I wish a 70-plus-year-old man would figure that out. But
that is something that
he was shot at. He survived. He beat he won the election. He's riding high on his horse right now. He's probably not.
But there was that thing that came out late last week, is from like 2018, when he came and he looked at the state after the fire, and he's like, you guys are doing a bad job at raking your forests, and still nothing has been done about it. It has been 7 years.
Deadfall is so bad. It just adds so much fuel to these areas where you have all these dead trees, and they just leave them there. And I remember it was like a year or two ago, Newsom was talking about, we're going to leave all that out there. We're not going to do anything in the Sierras. And we're just, there's all these dead trees that are just dry. I mean, if anybody knows anything about firewood, you can't just go cut a tree down, cut it up and put it in your fire. It's called green. It won't burn because it needs to dry out. It's full of moisture and sap and things like that. Sap's not a bad thing, but moisture. So sometimes it could take a year or more for a tree to really dry out. Well, these trees have been laying there for a decade or more, and they're tender. It's like tinder. I mean, it's like perfect.
It's kindling. It is kindling. It really is. With that and all the leaves and everything. And the weird thing about it is there's people that have property that neighbor these green belts and things.
Yeah.
And they go in and they try to clear stuff to keep their property safe. And the I don't know, is it Forest Service? I have no idea what the organization is, but some government agency will come in and say, you're not allowed to move that because of it is natural habitat to species in the area. And you're like,
that's ridiculous.
The house over my shoulder cost $1 million. Who's going to replace it? Because the grasshopper does not have the means to replace the $1 million home.
It's like this Delta fish or whatever it was. I forget the
right.
Shad, Delta shad.
The smelt.
Yeah, shad. Yeah. I think that's all the same, but I don't know. But it's a smelt.
I went to school with a guy named Shad, and I always thought, why is Shad not? How come not Chad?
Why not smelt?
Like
smelt.
What's wrong with your parents, bro?
But come on. Yeah, it's a stupid fish. I realize every species, whatever, but when you look at the pictures of a fish, and you look at it burn,
I know.
You're just like, wow. Well, anyways, back to social media. People are cranky. I wonder why they're cranky, because it's the worst of the worst is on social media. And
on Friday, I put something on social media that should put a smile on everybody's face. And that is, there's a commercial from Pizza Hut when they first started stuffing their pizza. Donald Trump was the one leading the charge on eating the pizza backwards. 1995, 30 years ago. Wow. He was a pitch person for Pizza Hut. Now, he's your president. He's Kamala Harris's president. He's Joe Biden's president. He's Gavin Newsom's president.
93.3 KZOZ rocks. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.